So this is a bit of an issue. What you're watching right now is a clip from a Reddit user called FooxRS, who encountered this invisibility glitch whilst runecrafting and being PK'd because of it. This quote-unquote glitch is simply using a skull ball and standing under it to appear invisible. A prime example of what I want to talk about in this video. Why on earth is PKing tied to skilling in 2025? Well, not even skilling, just two methods, and one of them, runecrafting, being so pivotal that opting into PvP via the skull can save you nearly 7 hours of time. So, is it really a choice? Before I make a very important clarification, let me quickly explain what the demonic skull does for the ones who might not know what it is. It was an item introduced to incentivize risk versus reward for skillers and PKers, or as I like to call it, PKer bait. Because skillers don't really want to use it, but it's that good to use that it kind of became a crux for certain activities. Due to the wellness changes introducing opt-in PvP, the skull's effects slightly change where you only receive debuffs when you're opted into PvP. So the skull makes it so you can be attacked by other players. Now to clarify, as it stands right now, you equipping the skull is you also agreeing to the risk of being slain by another player. However, that doesn't mean that this isn't terrible game design, and especially in the modern era of RuneScape. You know what isn't terrible design though? You making the like button a different color by pressing it and subscribing. We're trying to get to 10k subscribers by the end of 2025. The skull only has two worthwhile effects, and those are the ones for agility and runecrafting. Agility XP being 40% more at level 52, doubled at level 67, and scaling up till 99 where it's nearly triple, of course at the wellness agility course. And runecrafting getting its multiplier increased via the abyss, which has a 2.5 multiplier in XP as it is, to 3.5 and triples the chance of getting magical threads, needed for rune pouches and the new essence pouch. So what is the issue here? It's a choice someone makes. If you want to get faster agility experience or gather more magical threads, you can risk your items to get that. And sure, that's true. But the reality is, it's not really a choice. Agility training is notoriously slow, especially on an Ironman, so the wellness course is really your only choice, and what you really lose is 550k, aka the cost of the skull, and like 2 minutes to run back again. Being PK'd here is an inconvenience, and I would call it griefing, as no one really gains anything here. Let's say the PKer manages to find 5 people in an hour wearing the skull, that's 2.5 million GP. Slaying chickens is literally more money than that, so tell me how this is not griefing at this point. Now runecrafting is a bit of a different story. Sure, you get an extra 1 multiplier in XP versus regular abyss runecrafting, but that is not game-changingly good. The magical threads, however, are a bit of an issue. For the new essence pouch, you'll be needing 100 magical threads, and as it stands right now, these are between 1.5 million and 2 million GP each. So most people are not really bothered about spending 150 to 200 mil for an essence pouch, so they choose to runecraft themselves. With the skull, it will take you roughly 3 hours to get the threads collected versus 9 hours without the skull. To me, that takes away the choice, because no one wants to spend an extra 6 hours runecrafting, and runecrafters risk a bit more, because not everyone banks their threads/runes, which is stupid in my opinion, and they're using the runic tuner worth a few 100 mil, and that one, and all of it actually, will be lost on death. But all of this still falls within the realm of, you want to save time, you take the risk. However, the king of TLDRs himself, Rubik, said it best when I posted this query to Twitter. It's the worst PKing design you could want. You encourage PKers to wait in a safe zone and burst down abyss runners who lack prayer. Counter PKing is basically impossible because the PKer likely has enough food to run out. The abyss runner does not. And that to me brings me back to the griefing point I made earlier. There's not a fair fight here. You can't really bring anti-PKing gear either, because at that point it will get more efficient to not use the skull at all due to the lack of inventory spaces due to you bringing gear and food. So the only choice is to just perish at the PKer's hand. And the prime example from the start of this video, they also managed to find ways to abuse game mechanics and screw people over even more. This is one of the reasons PKing was changed to opt-in with the Wilderness rework, and it was also changed to stop the griefing of other players that really didn't want to interact with PKing and lose all their stuff because of it. So why in 2025 are there still two methods in the game, one a bit more pivotal than the other, but both pivotal to progression, that involve non-consensual player versus player combat? It doesn't make sense. Yet Jagex seem to be aware of this and might look into the way the demonic skull works during the next game jam. Here's what Modbreezy and Frosh had to say about it.
Talks around like runecrafting's current balancing as it is in the game, even before 110, which was sort of the dependency on the demonic skull for good XP rates, and then the sort of methods that brings along with it. So going into the abyss and being able to be PK'd. I think in the future it would be nice to look at maybe changing the demonic skull not to be something that interacts with PKing at all. It might be better to just look at the abyss and the demonic skull together. Maybe I think I would like to keep the demonic skull in game, but maybe change up the effect. Like I have no idea, but just for example, gives you more runes per essence at at the cost of less XP or something along those lines. But I think.
So what is your opinion on this entire discussion? Let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. My name's Chevalric. See you guys in my next video.